Hello and welcome inside Woburn Public Media Center studios. I'm Ezekiel Altman. This is Joey Matroni. We have an amazing matchup tonight from the Woburn Tanners basketball against the Stoneham Spartans. Joey, you have to tell us a lot about the two star players going at it tonight. What can you tell us?
So your one star player from Woburn is number 12, JJ Merlane, who you've also seen in our streams of football, the star tight end on the football field, and you'll see him man up probably against the best ball handler, and then on the offensive side you'll see him play forward and maybe handle the ball once or twice. And then your star player for Stoneham is...
It's 11, Colin Farron, I believe.
Yes.
Joey.
Farron had 20 plus points in the Stoneham's Spartans opening loss to Burlington. They lost that by a final score of 86-71. And that's another point I want to bring up is so far this season the Tanners have struggled to score on the offensive end, but in the small sample size you have from the Spartans, their defense hasn't looked great.
Yeah, Joey, 0-2 to start the season so far. You talked about JJ Merlane. What can Brett Tuzlo offer you to break that losing streak and kick off the season with a win at home?
Brett Tuzlo is another one of those guys for the Tanners that's got the size. You'll see sometimes stretch it out along the perimeter, but also down low on the block alongside junior Dominic Caffarella. And them two will probably pull down the majority of the rebounds, aside from the few athletic rebounds I'm sure we're bound to see from JJ Merlane within the game.
Well, Joey, Anthony Travers' injury, two guys stepping up, Jacoby Altman and Mikey Sullivan. Young guys, Mikey Sullivan will be starting. Let's move to center court, where we will hear the announcements of the starting lineups.
Good evening and welcome to Woburn High School for the next Middlesex matchup between Stoneham High and your Woburn Tanners. Introducing tonight's starting lineup for Stoneham. Number 3, Matthew Tran. Number 10, Joseph Selly. Number 11, Colin Farron. Number 24, Colin Benke. And number 25, Jack
Where's he at? Okay, come back. Let's go. Anthony. Anthony. One. And it's tip-off here at Woburn Public High School gym. Mikey Sullivan with the ball here. Gives it to Merlane. Down to Tuzlo. Tuzlo backed in. Sullivan swings out to Merlane. Merlane's going to drive. Gives it to Caffarella. Caffarella, quick jump shot. No. Joey, how do you like that first possession for the Tanners?
Decent first possession there from the Tanners. Every man on the offense got the opportunity to touch the ball as the pass from Stoneham goes out of bounds, and the Tanners will take back possession. Really
great student section here tonight. Here's Sullivan. Trouble getting the ball over half court here. Dylan back to Sullivan. Gonna have to throw it over now. Merlane. Gonna take a few dribbles here. Right back to Sullivan. Dylan fakes the shot, drives, floater, misses. Tuzlo with the rebound, puts it back up, just short. Stoneham with the rebound.
Second chance opportunity, but to no avail.
Wide open in the corner for three. Stoneham. Dominic Caffarella with the big reach. Disrupts the shot. Tuzlo with the rebound. Sullivan to Dylan. Dylan tries a spin move there. Caffarella out to Sullivan. Dylan resets. Dylan finds Sullivan for three. Fakes it. Passes in midair to Tuzlo. Tuzlo wrapped up here. And it will be a jump ball. Let's see where the refs go to, and it's Stoneham ball.
It was number 25, Jack Bunnell, who got the tie up, and he also missed the open three in the corner on the previous Stoneham possession. 6:35 to go in the first quarter.
Here's Menenke. Menenke puts up a floater, misses. Tuzlo with another rebound. Tuzlo looking active on the boards tonight.
I think that's three quick ones for Brett.
Talked about Brett on the scoring, but he's so active on the boards. Dylan for three. Front iron. Stoneham out in transition. Fakes on Tuzlo. Puts up a floater. Misses. And that will be Stoneham ball. Caffarella just couldn't handle the ball there.
The effort by Dom there, almost trying to save it, but just couldn't get it back into play.
Joey, let's talk about Coach Randy Parker here. Second year coaching this team, was JV coach before. How do you think he did last season?
I think for a first year coach, there's not too high of any expectations, but getting the few wins that they did, I think, is positive for Parker and his boys.
Foul here on Woburn. Stoneham with the ball now.
Farron handling the ball, as we mentioned, the matchup with Merlane.
Stays Stoneham ball off of Merlane's knee. That is a big matchup that we talked about at the top of the show here, Joey. And an important one if Woburn wants to come away with a win tonight. Inbound from Stoneham. Back out. Drives. Stoneham drive. Out to number 3, Matthew Tran. Rebounded by Stoneham. 2 rebounds by Stoneham. And that is number 25, Jack Bunnell, with the putback score.
The rotation defense there in that last possession just wasn't there for the Tanners. And then on the luckily missed corner 3 is Stoneham gets a quick steal and a layup to go. And they've got the first 4 tonight.
11, Colin Farron. And Coach Parker calls a timeout right away. 3 minutes in, Joey. Interesting. Coach does not like what he's seen in the first 3 minutes.
That's definitely an early timeout, but in a way I can understand it. The boys just seemed a little flustered to get started out tonight, and I think you just want to get them back to level-headedness and kind of restart the game as if it was 0-0 coming up now.
And WPMC with our new camera angle, seeing the coach here drop a play, hopefully trying to get some confidence into the boys because they look a little nervous right now in their first home game.
Yeah, I mean, I think as time goes on, the student section will start to get into it and help the boys out a little bit, but there's obviously those early game jitters, and you sometimes think you might be able to hit an open shot and either undershoot it or overshoot it, like I think we saw with the corner three from Liam Dillon earlier.
Back out onto the court now. No changes for Woburn, Joey.
It'll be Merlane, Dillon, Tuzolo, Caffarella, and Sullivan, as Merlane gets the inbound into Sullivan.
Interesting play they have here to beat the press. They will beat the press. Caffarella on the wing. Out to Dillon. Dillon clamps right now. Merlane into Caffarella. Caffarella with a nice spin move. Just misses. Got a good look, Joey.
Yeah, great move on the spin there by Big Dom, but now we've got an open three on the other end for Stoneham, and that one is good.
What a shot from Colin Mankey. Brings it to 7-0. Not a good start here from Woburn, but let's see how they can respond.
Stoneham keeps the press going, and it's going to stay with Woburn on a side-out inbound.
And here comes in sophomore Jacoby Altman into the game as the first sub. Takes out Captain Liam Dillon.
It'll be Sullivan to inbound, guarded by Mankey.
Here comes Altman up the floor. Into Sullivan, back to Altman, those two childhood friends. Back to Sullivan, drives into the paint. Can't find Caffarella. It looks to be a 2-on-1. And good defense by Altman there. And just stays out of bounds. Stoneham will retain possession there.
Both Merlane and Caffarella got up for that rebound, but just out of the reach of the both of them. And Evan Kolodko finds his way onto the floor for the first time tonight.
So Kolodko and Altman, the two subs to start the game. Kolodko here on defense. Into number 3, Matthew Tran. Matthew Tran will put up a shot, misses. Kolodko with the rebound here. Out to Merlane on the wing. Merlane finds
Nice
Tuzlo.
pass.
Good pass by Tuzlo. There you go, Joey.
It was quite a simple play, but honestly, that's what the boys needed to start to turn up the energy a little bit and see a shot go down. But we've got a step back three made right back.
Bang, what a shot from Colin Mankey. 2 threes from him, and he has 6 points to start the game. Here's Kolodko trying to bring in half course. He does successfully, but turns it over. And here comes Mankey down the floor, and he dunks it in to the hoop. Insult to injury as Coach Parker is going to call a timeout. 12-2 with 3:30 left.
The Tanners just don't seem to be ready. The press is really confusing them, and it's causing turnovers, which I think we mentioned at some point, but that's been the main problem so far for the Tanners, and part of the reason why most of the guys think they've been losing, as I got the chance to talk to junior J.J. Merlane before tonight's game. That's the two major things he believed needed to be improved were shooting from the field, and we've only seen really a couple layups taken, and one has gone down, and then the turnovers, which have already become apparent tonight, and it's the press that's caused most of them thus far.
And Joe, you talked about this team. We talked about this team being nervous a little bit, but you talked about the fan section getting them into it. And when we talked to JJ, he said he's excited to play, tough game, fun atmosphere, ready to go, let's go. So let's see if the Tanners can recover from that 10-point deficit that they started out with. Here's Altman with the ball, trying to break the press.
Caffarella, Merlane, Kolodko, Sullivan also on the
A
floor.
few good moves. Tuzlo finally brings it over. Altman to Merlane. Back out to Kolodko. Kolodko resets into Merlane. Here's Caffarella, double teamed.
Almost a triple team as the defender began to sag off of Merlane.
Merlane misses a shot, out to Tuzlo, out to Caffarella, and they will call a foul on Stoneham here. Tuzlo to the line.
None of those 3 layups could even get any sort of roll to go down, and seems there's a lid on the basket to start tonight for the Tanners.
Oh yeah, Joey. They're getting good shots and they're just not knocking them down. This is an interesting pattern from the Woburn girls last Tuesday, when second chance points weren't going in, but the defense was just elite during that. So looks like Altman will come out of the game and Sullivan back into the game.
As Merlane switches back down to the block. And we've got number 15, John Felitra, in for the Stoneham Spartans, as the second one from Tuzlo is good. And we've got a baseball-style pass across half court over to Felitra, who's working on Kolotko, drives in, he's denied, and down on the floor, and here comes the fast break.
Was that a snatch block, Joey?
The fast break layup is no good. Another whistle blown. And we might have a stoppage for injury.
A few negatives here to start, but a positive is Brett Tuzlo. I think he's been active to start the game. His intent is good, and he's showing energy.
Merlane's first from the line is good, 12-4, with 2:51 left to go in the first quarter.
Noted Felitra was the first guy to come off the bench for Stoneham. Tried to get a little special there, and Tuzlo said, no thank you.
Merlane brings a little bit of a press, but will now back off. Into number 21, Alves. Inside, a double team comes from Merlane and Sullivan. Out to the open wingman, and the layup rattles around, and it's good.
What a reverse layup there, as Tuzlo takes the ball into Sullivan. They're trying to still get it off half court. This Stoneham press is unbeatable at the moment. Here, finally, Sullivan. Kolotko with the baseline. Merlane, open 3, shot, good. And that will bring the score to 14-8, and Tanner's only down by 6.
Yeah, those 3-point shots are going to be necessary in a game where it's been a struggle to get going, to cut into a chunk of the deficit, as Felitra misses and Tuzlo gets the rebound and brings it to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Tuzlo, almost a steal there, but the layup goes on a nice little Euro step from Tuzlo, and just like that, the Tanners are within 4.
Tuzlo noticing that he needs to start taking the ball and making stuff happen with his own dribble, which he's very capable of doing.
The freshman Alves takes a 3. His 3 is good.
Alves, second guy off the bench. The bench guy is making an impact for Stoneham as it's 17-10, answering the Merlane 3.
Tanners get past the press. This time it's Sullivan into the corner for Kolotko. His 3's no good, and it's going to turn into a fast break for Stoneham. It's a 1-on-3. The layup is no good, and a whistle blown.
On Merlane there. Merlane trying his best to get back on defense, but just clipped him from the back. And it will be 2 free throws for Stoneham. I believe that is number 11, Colin Farron, their star player, Joey.
Farron has yet to really find his groove, but he's made a couple of shots, but I'm going to assume that the Tanners' defensive prowess on Farron is only going to improve as the game goes on, or intensify, I should say, as both from the line for Farron are good. Sullivan will take the inbound with Merlane and Tuzlo in front of half court.
19-10 here, Tuzlo trying to do things himself again. Merlane back to Tuzlo. Tuzlo could have got an open shot there. Gives it out to Kolotko. Kolotko will put up a shot off the back iron.
That one I didn't like the decision. I would have much rather Tuzlo try to take that floater/layup.
And it's another foul on the Tanners here. Not discipline on defense to start the game, as from both teams. There's a lot of fouls on both sides. And number 25, Jack Bonnell, will be at the free throw line for 2 with 48 seconds left in the first quarter. First shot missed.
Front iron for the southpaw.
Here comes Dylan back into the game. Long wait to see him from the start.
You got 2/3 of the leadership in for the Tanners right now in Dylan and Tuzolo. Caffarella with the rebound off the missed shot from the charity stripe.
Sad to hear the other side of the leadership tearing his ACL due to football. Caffarella with the rebound here. Caffarella spinning around, puts a shot up. Good. Circuit shot there from Caffarella.
Great shot there by Dom. The tough rebound and then using the size to his advantage.
And Joey, that looks like to be an and one.
The thing we always knew about Caffarella was that he had the size, but it was a matter of if he was going to ever have the strength to match up with the similar centers around the league, and I think that's improved going into this season.
Oh yeah, 100% Joey. His freshman year, he was on the JV team, but he did well on the JV team. He just needed to get that experience, that experience on a basketball hoop, on a basketball court, as I should say, to get back into it and to understand what he needs to do and be comfortable. As it's a traveling violation on Stoneham's number 25, Jack Bonnell. And Woburn will take possession. Score 19-13 with 26 seconds left.
The +1 from Caffarella was good.
Can they get the last shot here, Joey? What do you think your plan is going into this?
I think you want to take as much time as you can, but it's not entirely a given whether or not you use all of it, as Dylan will handle the ball once again.
Dylan on the wing. Covered heavily. Here's Tuzolo. Gets an open lane to run into the rim. He's going to turn it over.
Oh, they had Sullivan open in the corner if they could get it there.
Stoneham, 7 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Wide open 3. Missed. Caffarella with the rebound. Can give it up, and a shot here is no good from Tuzolo. As we go into end of the first quarter, 19-13, Joey. What do you think of that first quarter of Tanner's basketball at home as we get a look at the student section here?
The Tanners significantly picked it up the second half of that first quarter, not only on the scoreboard, but just on the defensive end and all around. It was improvement as the time went on.
As we see some football faces there on that screen, Gavin Nigro, Ernesto Norigliari,
Tiago Vera.
Luke Nelson, Tiago Vera, Lenny Massa. Great to see those familiar faces. And Joey, talk about your star for the Tanners.
He is tied for the lead in scoring along with Brett Tuzolo with 5 points. That's J.J. Merlane, of course. Although Tuzolo has been on each side of the floor having 5 points and 5 rebounds as we head into the second quarter. Your leading scorer for the Stoneham Spartans is number 24, Colin Menke, with double-digit 10 points in just one quarter.
And Menke with almost half of Stoneham's points so far. Although Tuzolo active on the boards, 5 rebounds. So we'll see what the second quarter has in for us as Sullivan inbounds the ball here. Joey?
Sullivan, his pass is deflected, but he gets his own pass back. Still waiting to get across half court. He'll hand it off to Dylan, who will pump fake and now drive over to the wing from Merlane. The overhead pass back to Sullivan. The jumper is good. Beautiful stroke there from Mikey.
And Sully with half a jumper, half a floater there, as the confidence from the young guy.
Tran over to Farron. Farron inside. Now back out to Farron in the corner. Waits a minute. Gets Merlane going the wrong way. The 3 no good. Battled for. Rebounded by Tran, and we've got a foul.
Sullivan had the rebound, just juggle it around, and Tran snatched it right from his hand. 7:23 left in the first half.
Stoneham Spartans run a set play off of the inbound as soon as the Inbound man smacked the ball inside. It's number 25, Bunnell, who loses the ball, but it'll stay with Stoneham.
Monster blocked by Caffarella there. Good defense by the Tanners on this possession.
The inbound will come under the basket. This time it's guarded by Sullivan and not Caffarella. Now out to the wing. Everybody's touched the ball as it gets back to Bunnell, who then gets it to number 10, Dylan Posey, who misses the three.
Stoneham going deep into their bench with 4 different guys out here.
Dylan finds Sullivan. Sullivan out to Merlane for the wing, looking for someone to find. Now gets it to Dylan, who will wait. Back to Merlane. A lot of passing going on. Dylan looking to go inside to Tuzalo. Can't. Back outside to Sullivan, who wants to shoot again. No good. Rebounded by Stoneham. Going the other way is Tran with pace. Into the corner. Snatch back dribble. 3 by Posey. Off the front rim. No good. Rebound Sullivan.
A lot of confidence by both teams shooting threes here, as a few have been knocked down.
Back to Dylan, who's gotten the chance to handle the ball early in this second quarter. Inside to Tuzalo, who gets a double team. Caffarella's open, they get it to him. Now he gets the double team. Battled for and taken in by Tuzalo. Back to Caffarella, another immediate double team. Merlane was open, they can't get it there. Caffarella hits the deck. Whistle blown.
And a big emphasis that Stoneham have put in their game plan is to double team the 2 big guys for Woburn. Tuzalo and Caffarella. Every time they get the ball, an extra guy is going to help, leaving a guy open on Woburn. So that's what Tuzalo and Caffarella need to do going forward, is they need to find that open man. Similar to what Jason Tatum has done this season for the Celtics, as he failed to do in seasons prior, as a comparison to the pro level.
Dylan, the inbound under the basket to the big man Caffarella. Kolodko back on the floor, finds Tuzalo, no good. Rebound Posey, who's getting some early minutes here in the second quarter. Over to the corner now. And we've got another 3. No good. Rebound Dom. And Liam Dillon will slowly take it up the court for the Tanners and now find his fellow football and basketball teammate Evan Kolodko, who now gets it over to the top of the key for Dom.
Interesting that they have Caffarel at the top of the key there. And it'll be an offensive foul on Dylan with a push-off there. What do you think about that, Joey?
It was a nice dribble, but you did see the extension of the arm, and that's what caused the offensive foul to be called. 24, Menke gets it into Tran, who's been handling the ball mostly for the Spartans, and it's back to him. He's out of bounds. I believe he stepped out of bounds. Yes, he did. Caffarella will inbound as the Tanners take over.
Wow, Joey, great defense so far.
Tuzalo will inbound.
Great defense so far by this Tanners defense, allowing 0 points in the first 3 minutes as the Tanners bench erupts.
Ooh, the spin by Merlane helps him to get across half court. He's getting the opportunity to sort of run the offense through him now, and it's a big drive by Kolodko, no good. Fast break now, but it's stolen right back by Liam Dillon.
Looks like he's covering her out there, Joey.
Those cornerback skills showing through.
Here's Caffarel at the top of the key once again.
They want to get it to Dillon. Dillon on the drive. Inside to Tuzalo. Almost a double team. This time, no. Battled for and stolen by the Spartans. Merlane is back. He looks to take a charge. No call. Layup good.
Another big shot by number 24, Colin Menke there, as Tuzlo tries to get it over. Struggling.
Double team in the press this time. Kolodko having to fight for it. Almost went up and grabbed it like a receiver.
Joey, just lackadaisical by the Tanners trying to get over half court right now. Doesn't seem like they're putting much into it.
It looked like they may have, at the beginning of the quarter, it looked like they had finally beaten the press, but now the Spartans bring it back, and it's causing problems once again.
Coach Parker makes the decision to bring Sullivan back into the game, who was breaking the press with the dribble.
Merlane will guard the ball. I think that's where he is suited best, as it's into Farron. Farron over to number 5. 5 is Dylan Posey.
Dylan Posey drives into the paint there. And Caffarella caught off guard as Caffarella and Tuzlo both went for the fake. Caffarella had to get back into the paint and just grabbed his arm there on the shot. If you're going to foul them, you know what they say, if you're going to foul them hard. So Posey at the line here for 2.
We've also seen number 10, Joseph Sealy, on the floor in this second quarter for the Spartans. The second half of the free throws is no good for Posey. Liam Dillon handling the ball like he's done the majority of this quarter. This time has some space to drive in. The bounce pass into Caffarella. The initial shot is no good. His rebound is good, but it's waved off due to a foul, and he'll go to the line for the second time tonight.
Great pursuit by Caffarella on the defensive end and the offensive end. And here, Joey, I think you'd never know this interesting fact. Colin Farron on the Stoneham boys team plays on the same AAU team as Nick DeFelice and Jacoby Altman on the Woburn team. So interesting ties there between both teams.
The relationships will most likely have to wait until the end of tonight's game, as all 3 boys wanting to get the win for their respective teams, as it'll go into Farron, who's guarded once again, as we said, by J.J. Merlane.
My correction, Colin Menke, not Colin Farron.
Farron's 3 no good. Battled for. J.J. tracks it down, and he's got speed going ahead. His layup's no good. Battled for, and it's put in by Liam Dillon.
Liam Dillon there for the scraps as Caffarella missed, but good pursuit again by the Tanners. 22 to, I believe it is 19.
Tran over to Posey, who misses, and Dillon finds himself with the ball again, taking it up for the Tanners. Closely guarded by Tran, but gets by him. Whistle is blown, and the play is dead.
You can see some confidence from Dillon going into the paint there as he drew the foul.
Believe the foul went on 21, Brian Alves.
And we talked about Colin Menke, 10 points in the first quarter, but they've held him quiet in the second quarter, so that's good. Caffarella with the rebound, puts it up. No good. Tuzlo with the rebound, puts it up, and that's good.
Yeah, the front end of the 1-and-1 for Dillon was no good, but the Tanner's ready to pounce on the rebound, and it turns into points as it's quick hands. And a layup on the other end on the second chance. The original steal was by Dillon, and Tuzlo, I believe, is there to clean it
And the
up.
important part of that is the Tanners take the lead, 23-22. Down 12-2, back 23-22. Coach Parker, wow.
A real pickup in energy from the Tanners, and that's what I think really helped them in that last stretch of time here in the second quarter. We still got 2:44 to go, but I think if you're Coach Randy Parker and company, you have to be really happy with what you're seeing.
Oh yeah, for sure, Joey. I think the pursuit on defense is a big change in this second quarter, and the way they're getting to the ball and getting to steals, as we just saw right there. Tuzlo finished a Merlane steal, and before it was a Dillon steal finished off. Merlane's steal finished off by Dillon. So great pursuit on defense, and needs to continue to offense when the bigs are double teamed. They need to find those guys open because we got guys that can knock down triples.
Yeah, I think every guy on this team is at least comfortable with shooting 3 at any point, but you want to get it out to those guys that feel most comfortable. As we're back for the final 2 minutes, inside it goes, and the layup is good.
That is number 55, John Clemente, the junior.
Clemente's first action of the night. Here comes the press again from the Spartans. This time the Tanners get past it. Tuzlo fakes the 3, now driving in the Euro step. Contact layup, no good. Tipped up in the air. And
Caffarella
going the
steps
other
out of
way
bounds.
as Caffarella does step out of bounds. Yes.
24-23, 2:17 left in the first half. Joey, what do you think? How do you think the Tanners need to finish off this half?
The same way they've been doing these last few minutes, keeping the energy up, keeping the hands active on defense as Clement gets back into the wing now, floats it over, and it's another active hand steal, this time by Tuzolo into the corner. He waits for teammates, finds JJ Merlane, who jab steps, now driving one-on-one, contact, whistle blown, foul.
Merlane with a tough drive there into the paint. A teammate in his way, but nonetheless he's at the line. Stoneham guy hit him, and a chance to take the lead here or tie it.
Number 11, JJ Merlane will shoot 2 from the line. Seems to be laughing about something, as we'll reset the free throw routine.
And another interesting camera angle from WPMC. The production in here has stepped up quite a ton.
The first one is nothing but nylon. 24 all with 1:47 left to go in the half. Tanners look to go into this half, the end of this half rather, with the lead as the rebound off the missed free throw from JJ is battled for, but taken by number 11, Colin Farron inside. He drives it over to Clemente, and it's no good. Whistle blown, and Clemente will shoot 2.
Clemente into the game for like maybe 3 minutes now, and you've just seen Stoneham. It looks like Clemente in the paint. Feed me. Clemente's with this interesting free throw form here, Joey.
The big man rattles the first one in. Yes, the interesting shot form, but hey, if it goes in, it goes in. As Caffarella will take a rest.
Old school free throw form here, as you can see the backspin.
Second one rattles around because of the backspin, and it's no good. Sullivan being double teamed for his first time, and he throws it right out of bounds.
And it looks like Woburn called a timeout. Interesting call there. Coach Parker looked like he saw the future there.
Possession-saving timeout call there by Coach Randy Parker.
24-25, 1 minute 30 seconds left. How do you want the Tanners to approach these next few possessions?
Just keep chugging along, really. I mean, the offensive rotation has looked good. We've seen 7 or 8 guys play so far for the Tanners, with Merlane, Tuzolo, Caffarella, Kolodko, Dillon, and Altman.
And it would be interesting if they could extend it to guys like O'Brien, Covino, Mahoney. That would be great to see some of those guys play, because they sure do have a lot to offer on their skill set too.
I agree. That is very true, Zeke, and I think also playing some of those guys would bring the element of surprise into working on defense for the Spartans of Stoneham.
And an element of surprise is extremely important in athletics if you want to strategically outmatch your opponent.
90 seconds to go, and O'Brien is in for the first time tonight, and it's a set play off the inbound. It goes to Dillon.
Dillon trudges his way into the front. Here's
Open.
Tuzlo.
Oh, great cut by Merlane, and an open layup gives the Tanners back the lead.
Great play call by Parker out of the timeout. That's someone to give credit to there.
Corner 3. That one's good.
Menke, what a shot.
A quick answer by the Spartans, and they find themselves back on top by a bucket. Press again. Sullivan avoids it. Now it goes back to Sullivan, who's across half court now. Spins away, trying to drive. Now it's a handoff to Merlane, who wants to do his own little shimmy shake. His turnaround jumper no good. Fighting for the rebound is Thomas O'Brien. He gets it over to Tuzolo, who's rejected. Tuzolo with the elbow. Won't get a call, but it'll stay with the Tanners.
O'Brien. Let's talk about O'Brien coming into the game, fighting for rebounds. That's one of the guys we talked about, and it'd be interesting to see what he could offer on the offensive board.
Yeah, I think those bench guys, similar to what we saw at the very beginning from Jacoby Altman, I'm sure they get told by Coach Randy Parker and company to bring the energy as they come onto the floor. Tuzolo driving in, well defended, but a foul called.
Good drive by Tuzlo there. Got his defender to jump, drove into the paint, just got bumped, and he'll have 2 shots and a chance to tie the game following that Menke 3. And yeah, Joey, this is their important 2 free throws here if they want to tie up the game. 32 seconds left.
Tuzolo's shot, no good. Second one upcoming.
And Joey, 0-2 to start the season. This is a big game for them. This is a big game if they want to get back on track.
Yeah, I think it's a big cliche in all of the world of sports that the first win of the year is the hardest one. And I think it could start a boost of momentum for the Tanners if they can pick it up tonight. Both from the line are no good for Tuzolo.
Altman into the game as a defensive stopper
25 seconds to go here in the first half.
with Covino.
Tran, guarded by Covino, who gets it over now to Farron.
So look for this to be their defensive lineup, the Tanners, going forward.
Farron still holding it now. Drive here. Oh, 4 Tanners converge on one guy and a whistle's blown.
Merlane unlucky there as he puts his hand up, and when he's putting his hands up, accidentally catches a Stoneham player on the arm. And the defensive lineup that Coach Parker put out to no avail here, as 2 offensive players will come into the game.
Farron's first is good
As Altman and Covino come out.
with 7.6 on the clock. The Tanners will look to get their final shot of the half, as both from the line for Farron are good. Merlane will inbound a possible baseball pass here to avoid the press.
I don't necessarily think they need a baseball pass with 7.6 left, but you could argue that because the press for Stoneham has been so impressive to start the game.
You do have the 2 guards, Dillon and Sullivan, ready to evade the press. It'll go to Dillon. Merlane falls down. No. Oh, there is a whistle blown. I was going to be surprised if there was no call there, as he was practically pushed down by his defender.
Joey, I had both arms up. Where's the call? And they got the call right here as Merlane with 2 shots as he got tackled from the back there.
Yeah, the Tanners will go into the bonus. It's at the very least a 1-1.
And good play by Dillon there to get it into Merlane. Merlane was open. Stoneham, the Spartans just caught him there.
That was, I'm sure, another set play that Coach Randy Parker has worked on in practice, and it was almost worked to perfection. The first one by Merlane is off the front iron.
Free throws seem to be still an issue for the Tanners. All the players.
On both teams, no matter it be the
Tanners or the Spartans. Exactly, Joey. That is a good point. Maybe some rust there.
both no good again.
No, Merlane's actually
Oh, that one went in.
the elite backspin as Stoneham will drive in and get a last-second shot from number 3, Matthew Tran. The little guy will send us into the break, 32-27. And Joey, let's talk about some strengths of Stoneham so far. I want to talk about the press, but give me another strength.
The three-point shooting, we've seen more than I think we expected, but I think as of recently, the Tanners have increased the intensity of the defense on the perimeter, but before early in the half, we were experiencing open 3 opportunities for the Spartans.
Yeah, 3 threes from Menke. Good performance by Tuzolo and co. And let's go into halftime with the score of 32-27, and we'll come back with some halftime stats in action when we come back.
Welcome back, everybody, to Woburn Public Media Center Studios for the second half of action tonight between the Stoneham Spartans and your hometown Woburn Tanners. Before the beginning of the second half, let's quickly take a look at some halftime stats from the first 16 minutes. Zeke?
Yeah, so on the Woburn side of things, Merlane and Tuzlo both with 9 points. Another thing to look at Tuzlo with is he has 9 rebounds, 9 and 9. So good looks for Tuzlo so far in the game. 7 rebounds for Caffarella. That's what you expect for those big guys. As Farron, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and Menke with good scoring so far. As Stoneham will start the ball in the second half here. Out to Menke. Menke drives on Tuzlo. Tuzlo says, "You're not going anywhere." Out to Farron. Farron drives on Merlane.
Almost looked like he was going to pull up, decides not to.
Menke tries to shoot another 3. 3 threes for Menke in that first half.
Early rebound from Merlane.
Sullivan out to Merlane. Into Dillon. They're going to look for Tuzlo in the post. Double teamed like we talked about. Dillon looks out back to Tuzlo. Good
Nice move.
Out to Dillon for 3.
Bang!
Got it from Dillon. That's an important shot to get the Tanners rolling, Joey.
Nah, that's exactly what you need coming out of a timeout, or not timeout, halftime, excuse me, to get the offense back rolling.
That's
Whistle blown.
Caffarella there with another foul. Having a little trouble defending on the drive, but he'll get it going. We talked about the productivity that he's been having for this Tanners team the last 2 seasons.
First one from the line is no good. Stoneham will stay at a 32.
And we talked about the halftime stats from earlier. Good performance also by Bunnell of Stoneham as he finished that half with 5 points. And 6 for 10, 60% from the free throw line for Stoneham.
That pass there intended for Caffarella's off target. Corner 3 back the other way, no good. Rebound does go to Dom. As the girls basketball squad has made their way into the arena.
And we'll get our scoring update for that game as soon as possible.
As that basket on the other end for the Tanners is good. Selly misses, battled for in the rebound. Rebound Dillon off the floor.
Dillon, 2 picks, one on each side of the Stoneham player. Tuzlo, another shot fake. Sullivan out for 3. Good. Good shot.
2 quick threes made by the Tanners, and they're out to a 2-point lead on a good start to the half in terms of point production.
And I
Blocked! Caffarella!
What a block by Caffarella, Joey. He's been have some great blocks in this game, and they've been monster blocks. They've been Dikembe Mutombo style blocks.
That second one bounced all the way back up to the height of Dom and out of bounds.
Jeez, you're right, Joey.
Tuzlo, will guard the inbound. The 3, no good. Clemente with the rebound outside to Tran, who loses Dillon but tries to go inside, and it's deflected and out of bounds.
And Matthew Tran, a wannabe Alex Tran from the Woburn boys track team. And talking about the Woburn boys track team, Ryan Lush finishing 2nd in the Middlesex County for sprinting. It's impressive. Shout out Ryan Lush.
You guys have a meet on Thursday, no?
Yeah, exactly. Big meet against Lexington. As we move back into the basketball, Caffarella gets a good contest, and another good contest from Caffarella as
Dillon ends up with the ball on the rebound.
it's like a pinball in there, Joey.
Dillon driving away with speed, loses control of the ball, gains it back. Whistle blown by the referee, and he'll go over to the scorer's table.
Dillon here to inbound the ball. As the
Another set play. It's a cut from Merlane, and oh my goodness, what a cut.
Great passing from the Tanners. They seem to be able to move the ball well, and Coach Parker with some great plays to start the game.
Whistle blown, shot called off. And we'll have another inbound. Trying to get the inbound. Clemente finds his way out to the corner. He was open. They don't go to him. Farron over back to Tran. Tran's three is good.
Big shot from Tran there to cut the lead 2-1. As Dylan can't find a way through here.
Oh, he
Having
just
trouble.
split the defenders, but a whistle blown.
Great move. And you're right, Joey, a whistle was blown there. What's the call? And it looks to be a foul on Stoneham as the Tanners retain possession here.
Sullivan will take the inbound. Dylan there to follow him, and Dylan will bring it up. Guarded closely once again by Matthew Tran.
Here's Merlane. What a spin move.
Oh my goodness, what a drive by Merlane.
What a finish by Merlane, and the drive was even better with the spin move. What a shot from Merlane there to bring the score to 39-36.
This seems like what could be the best game of the season. Early for Merlane as the three on the other end for Stoneham, no good. Big Dom once again with a tough rebound.
Merlane out forward. Here to Dylan. They're going to give Dylan an ISO or Sullivan an ISO.
Slowed up a little bit again, now over to JJ. Into the corner. Inside to Tuzolo, who finds a wide open Dom. Oh, what a sequence there from the Tanners.
And there it is, Joey. There's the passing that we talked about. When Tuzolo gets double teamed in the post, he finds the open guy, and Caffarella happened to be the open guy. What a find here as Clemente continues to make his name known in this game.
The initial shot was high off the glass, no good. Clemente finds himself in the right spot, right time for the layup. Dylan driving in, hard contact. Bucket is waved off and no good.
Oh, wow. It looked to be an amazing drive by Dylan. Should have been an and one in my opinion, Joey.
I'm not sure exactly what the foul call was, but either way, the Tanners will retain possession as Kolodko will take out Caffarella, and the Tanners will go small.
And this is a fun time of year, Joey. All the old alumni of this Tanners basketball team coming back to watch as they're on their college breaks. Kevin Kazadi in the stands.
I know also, I heard Joe Gattuso got the opportunity to help out at one or two practices this week as the Tanners prepared to defend Farron. Tran now with the swing dribble, guarded by Dylan. Now it's over to 24. The drive and the layup is good.
Good shot by Menke there once again. His performance has been known by the Tanners, and they need to find a way to lock him up. What a steal there by number 3, Matthew Tran. All the way out to Menke, and they will call goaltending.
Great pursuit on the defensive attempt there, but got a piece of the net, which automatically signals goaltend.
41-40, just a 1-point lead, a close game with 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
The inbound goes to Tuzolo, who then shovels it back to Sullivan, and that one's stolen going back the other way. JJ tries to take the charge, no call, layup good. It looked like Merlane might have been in position, but going the other way, Dylan high off the glass, rebound, no. Second rebound, no. Third rebound, whistle.
Whistle looks like a foul call. Tuzolo will go to the line there. And Joey, a little bit careless these last few minutes for the Tanners.
I think the Tanners have tried to speed it up a little bit, and in that has come a little bit less of secure passing, as the first from Tuzolo's no good.
Yeah, and this comes with adjustment into the game plan, Joey, and I think Coach Parker wants them to speed it up, and that's going to come with a few growing pains as they grow throughout the season.
Caffarella, after a quick rest, is back on the floor. As we await the second free throw from Tuzolo, you've got Dylan Tuzelo, Caffarella, Kalanko, and Sullivan on the floor for the Tanners, as both once again are no good for Tuzelo. That's the second consecutive pair he has missed. Ball gets out to number 25, Bunnell, and his three is good,
That's a
stretching
big
the lead
shot.
to 4 for the Spartans.
Yeah, and as you said, Joey, stretching the lead to 4, that's important because Tanners had that 4-point lead. As Caffarella, good pass from Dylan there into Caffarella in the paint, and he gets fouled.
Yeah, that sequence started with the waiting from Tuzelo on the cut to Dylan, and it ends up in 2 free throws for Dom Caffarella.
Important to see how consistently he can knock down his free throws because he's going to go to the line a lot this season.
Yeah, most of the teams that the Tanners will play, I'm sure they won't have a guy with the immense height that Dom has, but we talked about whether or not he's going to have the strength to hold up throughout the season, and thus far he's looked pretty good. The second from 44 is good, cutting the lead to 3.
For sure, Joey. Caffarella has shown great strength and energy with the stamina and endurance that he possesses, and he's developed over his years of childhood.
Inside blocked, but a foul called.
It's going to be a blocking foul there on Caffarella. Wasn't in position, then got the block, but the block did not matter.
The blocking foul will send Clemente to the line for the second time tonight. The big man went 1 for 2 in his first trip to the line. Flicks that one up there, and that one's good.
Clemente just came out of nowhere. Wasn't in the game plan for Stoneham in the last few games. Wasn't expected to be this productive.
As we get a second look at the student section for the Tanners.
Some more interesting faces. Jeremy Barretto and Jackson Powers of the Woburn hockey team.
Tuzelo quickly dribbles the ball, finds it cross court to Dylan, who's now going to drive with speed. And Tuzelo tries to save it but cannot. And with a 5-point lead, the Stoneham Spartans will get the ball back. Tran inside, driving his layup, rattles around and it's good.
Stoneham will extend the lead to 7. It's important that the Tanners.
Kolodko wants his guys to go fast. They do, but it's a mishandle and it's going out of bounds.
It looks to stay with Tanner's ball.
Oh, that's a
Interesting call, but the Tanners need to start getting it rolling again like they did at the beginning of this quarter, Joey.
Yeah, lucky break as Kolodko gets to get a second chance at the inbound to Dylan. Dylan still trying to get across court with speed. Over to Merlane, who's getting another chance to handle. On the wing, driving inside. Contested layup, no good. He got all the way up as far as he could on the jump, but no rebound.
Hustles back on defense, though, which is a good sign.
Tran slows it down at the top of the key. Finds Bunnell, who finds no one, and the pass, however, goes awry and out of bounds, and the Tanners will get a free possession.
Tran just made a cut, and that's who Bunnell was looking for, and Bunnell did not see that and pass it out of bounds. Number 24, Menke, tried to save it, but now it is Tanner's basketball.
With the snap of a finger, there's only 1 minute left to go in this third quarter. The time seems to have gone by fast. The layup is good by Dylan, and the Tanners are back within 5.
Interesting to see how the Tanners play this last minute of the third quarter as 44 seconds and counting left.
Tran and the Spartans will obviously look to slow it down and not give the Tanners more than one opportunity left as it goes out to Bunnell. His 3 off the mark. Rebound Merlane. 30 seconds still to go for the Tanners.
Tanners need to slow it down now.
Instead, Sullivan will drive his floater, no good, battled for, and now Stoneham will go out on a fast break. Kolodko sprints back on defense, but the layup by Bunnell is good.
Just too many players forward there as Dylan tries a shot here, and it is good. 4 seconds left. They're going to baseball pass it, and they're going to Interesting.
Whistle blown and the clock stops with 2.3 to go. Not sure what the call was.
Yeah, for sure, Joey. Good floater nonetheless by Dylan, though, to cut it to 5.
A quick conference by the referees, and one will head over to the scorer's table as it'll be an inbound for the Tanners under their own basket with 2.3 to go. One final chance for Randy Parker to draw up a play before the end of the third. It's another cut by Merlane, but this time it goes outside to Sullivan. His shot's no good as it goes off the side of the backboard. And the Tanners have 8 minutes remaining in this game to cut down a 5-point lead to tie it and hopefully come out with a win. A much-needed win as they start the season 0-2 and look to get their winning ways back on track.
And Joey, we talked about their Achilles heel of the Tanners being turnovers. We talked about it many times in the beginning of the show, in the first quarter. The beginning of their trying to play fast mojo that they start in this third quarter, they've turned over the ball a lot. Let's see it in the fourth quarter. They can turn over the ball less, which could cause for some points, could cause for some loss in energy of this Stoneham team that has been so energetic throughout this matchup with the likes of Farron, Menke, and Clemente.
Yeah, Zeke, that's for sure. And even in the first quarter, those turnovers caused the Tanners to start this game out with a 12-2 deficit. And as we go into the fourth quarter, the leading scorers for Woburn are 2 guys in double digits in junior J.J. Merlane, who has 13 points, and senior captain Liam Dillon with 11.
Yeah, and for Stoneham, it continues to be the likes of Colin Menke with 13 points and Bonnell with 12 points. But Menke is in foul trouble with 4 fouls, so look to pay attention to that. But also Dom Caffarella with 4 fouls there, so he needs to be careful as he actually starts out of the game, which is a precaution.
I like that start from Coach Randy Parker, but I'm sure we'll see Dom back in the game at some point as the inbound goes from Sullivan to Dillon. Dillon inside to Tuzlo, who's looking for a cutter. Doesn't get it. This time goes one-on-one. Euro steps and the floater is good.
Tough shot from Brett Tuzlo there. Through 2 guys. Just a great shot there as
Posey misses a layup. Sullivan takes it out and now driving across half court. Going one-on-one with his defender. His layup's good. 2 strong layups.
Big shot
to start
from
the game. Start the quarter for the Tanners.
Big shot from Sullivan there, Joey, as we were both excited about that. And
3 on the other end, no good. Tanners with a chance now to take the lead with any kind of basket. Dillon with speed, driving into the lane, off the backboard, it's good!
The Tanners will take the lead as Stoneham will call a timeout. Coach Parker riling up his guys as Stoneham go into the huddle distraught, 52-51. And we do actually have a scoring update from the Tanner ladies. They rampaged through their opponent, 62-27, beating Stoneham. This Woburn girls team is just so impressive, Joey.
Yeah, that'll improve their record to 3-1 on the year, and they don't want to look back.
And it's important to note, Joey, that their one loss is against one of the best teams in the state.
Not only one of, it is the number 1 ranked team in the state of Massachusetts. As I found out, the St. Mary's Spartans are just about sitting ready to go to a 3-game road trip to Florida for their next 3
Wow. Well, let's
games.
hope those Spartans aren't as good as these. Let's hope those Spartans are much better than the Stoneham Spartans tonight, as boys basketball will come back onto the court here to finish off the game.
A 6-0 run in just 51 seconds for the Tanners to spring them out to a 52-51 lead after going into the quarter down 51-46.
And Joey, if I were Coach Parker, I'd bring the same exact lineup that was continuing to dominate.
I believe that is what it is. And it's to the corner, and it's stolen by Liam Dillon. Liam Dillon will slow it down now as the Tanners will get set for their offensive set. It's a dribble handoff to J.J. Merlane. Kolodko to Tuzolo. Tuzolo for three, no good. He wasn't there for the rebound as he was out on the perimeter.
And Joey, it's just demoralizing.
Blocking foul, and the basket will not count.
It will count.
Oh, it will.
No, it will count, yes.
Yes, it will. Sorry.
And it
Scoreboard
is,
took
I
a
was
second
about
there.
to say it was demoralizing that the Tanners, that the Spartans drew up a play out of the timeout and then immediately turned it over. But they found a way back into it with that and one from Farron. Here's Farron at the line.
That's good to extend the lead to 2 as J.J. Merlane will inbound the ball. Liam Dillon will drive across with speed. Oh, he's got Merlane in the corner. Can't find him on the double team. Still trying. Now finds it all the way to the other corner. It's Sullivan.
Impressive dime there.
Who'll back it out over to Kolodko. Will swing it back to Dillon. Tuzolo in the post, looking to work on Clemente. Can't. Now it goes back to him. Tuzolo spinning. Layup, no. Whistle blown, and Tuzolo will go to the line. But he's unfortunately 0 for his last 4 from the line.
Well, got to make it first on somehow. And here Tuzolo has a chance to tie up the game here. Just good intent by Tuzolo throughout this game to show his energy, to show his skill and height and strength. And there's your first free throw, Joey.
1 for his last 5, and if he can go 2 of 6, we'll have a tie ball game here with 6:10 to go.
What a game this is, Joey. What a game.
I think it's just about exactly what we expected coming into tonight, knowing the star power that each of these teams had, minus their win-this records.
You knew the school was going to make a lot of money off of this game because it's two heavyweights going at it.
21, Brian Alves on his knees. Gets it out to Farron, who pops a 3, no good.
In and out there from Farron. Thought it was going to go in, but nonetheless, Sullivan with the rebound. And here's Dillon with the ball. Driving
in. Layup almost good, no good. Going back the other way. He's out of the play and hobbling towards the bench. 5-on-4 opportunity for the Spartans. They cannot capitalize. It's a quick rebound. And a timeout called to probably get Dillon out of this game.
I actually believe it was Sullivan who got fouled after his rebound, as he is indeed at the line for 2.
Dillon will remain in the game.
Interesting to see when Coach Parker gets Caffarella back into this matchup, with Kolodko being the one bench guy out there.
Sullivan can't take the lead on the one-on-one, but Merlane is out-battled by Farron, but Farron touches it last, and the Tanners get another possession.
Merlane somehow got the ball back into the Tanners' possession and pumps both of his fists to create some energy in this building.
Outside to Tuzolo, closely guarded by Clemente, who's trying to use his hands to get a steal. Dillon holding the ball, waiting. Now driving up the wing, popping a 3. Not even close, and it'll go out of bounds, staying tied with 5:12 to go.
Coach Parker shrugs both of his shoulders, not happy with that shot choice, but we move, and big possession for Dillon to redeem himself on defense here.
Merlane stands up tall on defense, and we've got a steal going the other way. Driving is Sullivan, who spins around, no. Second rebound by Kolodko, no good, and Stoneham will get the ball back. And Dillon jumping up and down in excitement, and Sullivan will go conference with the ref. I saw the ref point towards Woburn, and they will get the possession back.
And Dillon with a steal there, redeeming himself, as I said, and here's Tuzolo
inside to Tuzolo on the double team, no good. Off of Stoneham again, and the Tanners will get a third consecutive possession. with an inbound under their basket.
Big possession here for the Tanners if they want to take the lead with 4:48 left.
54-54. Kolodko gets the inbound this time. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan, 3 for the lead. No, rebound Tuzolo. Back out to Merlane. Merlane's chance for a 3. No, out of bounds on Stoneham again. And it's a 4th possession in a row
What action
for the
in this
Tanners.
game. What action, Joey. Rebound after rebound, offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Great performances from the Tanners on the boards all throughout the night.
Dylan with the under the basket inbound this time. It's a different style play. Tuzolo, bang!
What a shot from Tuzolo.
Baseball pass across court, spin, layup, good. A quick 2 for Stoneham, and they're not going away.
Dylan. Top of the key to Sullivan.
He's
Dylan.
open! Bang! 2 consecutive threes for the Tanners, and they're up 60-56.
Student section going crazy.
Jumper, off the mark, battled for. Stoneham gets it back, whistle blown.
Stoneham will retain possession, but incredible action in this game, Joey. 60-56. 2 threes from Dylan and Tuzolo. Wow, and Stoneham will call a timeout. Tanners will go back into the lead, 60-56.
The Tanners have all the momentum in the world heading into this final 4 minute and 1 second, as they've got the student section as happy as they've been all night.
And we can see Mikey Mo hyping up his boys with Tuzolo, with Caffarella. And it's interesting, like we said, when is Caffarella going to get back into this basketball game for Kolodko, or will they keep Kolodko in as Caffarella brings Kolodko a water?
Randy Parker knows that the boys can't let up on the gas pedal as he's motivating his guys for the final 4 minute and 1 second.
What an exciting first 4 minutes of that fourth quarter. Tuzolo with some great stats here. 16 points and 12 rebounds. He is surely the star of this game.
He's the player of the game if the Tanners can pull out this win. Minus a last second game winning shot, but.
And a lot of criticism on Liam Dillon going into this game with his turnovers, but he's come up big with a 3 there. He's just shown to be a clutch player for this team.
The similarity between those two is the senior leadership, and they know when to step up when it's needed most. And when you start 0-2 on 2. Oh, it's another steal from Dylan. Right as I want to compliment him on his leadership. Driving fast along the lane. Tough layup, no good. Wanted a foul, did the student section. Going back the other way is Menke.
Menke Willis, they will say someone stepped out of bounds.
I was going to say on the senior leadership aspect, Dylan and Tuzolo know they're needed most when the boys have started 0-2 on 2 losses that have left a sting for the Tanners, and now they really want it, and it's another deflection, but it's staying with Stoneham.
Sullivan now. I feel like Dylan should be on the inbounder every single time.
Sullivan takes a jump, it's deflected in the hands of Tran. Tran turned around, layup no good. Back to the inbounder, outside to Farron. Inside, what a cut! That layup's no good though, and Tuzolo will get the rebound. And the Tanners can slow it down a little bit.
Dylan just saying, with that leadership that you talked about, Joey, relax, as he will energize again, as the Tanners will call a timeout. Great call by Parker there.
Yes, that's a very, very, very smart timeout, as the Tanners need to know exactly what they want to do in these next possessions to avoid letting the Stoneham Spartans back into this ballgame.
So, Joey.
Any more than they already are.
3:22 left. Guys like Menke, Clemente on this Stoneham team. How do you stop them down the stretch? What do you think the Tanners need to do consistently?
I think if it ends up going to Farron, I think Maybe shifting over a double team into the paint isn't a terrible idea. Make him think about the pass more, but make sure then if you do send the double team to rotate the defender back over.
Totally agree, Joey, and that's a great call by you. And for on the Tanners on the offensive end, I think they need to slow it down. They're up by 4, not slow it down to the point where they're just trying to run out the clock, but get a good shot. Don't rush the shot as you are in the lead, as they will keep Kolodko into this game. No Caffarella still.
Tuzelo, Kolodko, Merlane, Dillon, Sullivan.
Into Tuzelo.
Handoff back to Sullivan, who will then hand it off to Dillon. Dillon holding the ball next to his hip as he wants to go as slow as he can. Tuzelo top of the key. Kolodko now handling the ball. Nice pass inside to Merlane. His shot's no good, but it'll stay with Woburn.
Off Menke there. As we talked about it all night, Joey, the student section has been electric tonight. Absolutely electric. They showed up for their team's first home game.
Under the basket inbound. Let's see if Parker has drawn up a play. It's that same one to the inbound to the corner. Back to Merlane, who gets the angle on the spin. And the layup's good, plus a foul.
What a spin move by Merlane there. Got his back onto the defender, felt the weakness, took the spin move, and got into good position for the layup. And Merlane will be at the line for the and one, the point after the shot.
If Merlane's free throw is good, it'll put the Tanners up 7 with 3:01. That one's no good. And Farron now with an opportunity with speed ahead. He loses the ball, but it's staying with Stoneham.
Great performance by Merlane. Caffarellis earlier in the game. Tuzelo, these big guys has played a good, big impact on this game.
Caffarelli's made the most of his opportunities. Oh, it's off the back of Kolodko. He noticed it, and he ties it up for possession. The inbounder there, I'm not sure who it was, but they had the thought process to get the ball live with throwing it off the back of Kolodko. And now they get a second opportunity at an inbound.
Stay Stoneham ball because the first one went to Woburn.
They will switch the inbound now. Kolodko making sure to get a look at the passer. Inside drive, layup, no good, rebound. Tuzelo, and it's a quick handoff to Sullivan, and Dillon once again wants to slow it down. Here comes the double. That leaves Sullivan open. Merlane in the corner, inside to Tuzelo. The double team comes. He loses the ball. Now going back the other way is Stone, and the Euro step layup is good.
Notice Coach Parker there slapping the ground in anger after his player turned over the ball. That led to a transition basket on the other end for Stoneham. Coach Parker is not happy with his boys. They need to close out this game because this win is so important here. And Joey, no Caffarella still. They love Kolodko in these situations, huh?
Yeah, it's true that Kolodko does make this lineup a lot smaller, but the energy on the defensive end is, I think, what's helping Kolodko in this situation, as we saw him have the wits to tie up the ball, although it wasn't the Tanners' possession. But now the next tie-up will go to the Tanners, as Michael Mahoney and Anthony Travers, that senior leadership in another facet, hyping up the boys on the bench.
It's actually interesting, Joey. When will they get that defensive lineup we saw at the end of the second half in, when they start to prioritize the defensive end? They are prioritizing to an extent by having Kolodko in there to guard some of their smaller guys like Menke. But when are they going to get the likes of Covino, Altman, and O'Brien in for important possessions, or will they stick with this lineup?
2:26 left to go. Tanners up 62-58. Dillon will inbound. Sullivan and Merlane with Tuzelo making the immediate motion towards the ball.
Need to get it over.
Still can't get it over, and it's stolen. A free possession for the Spartans, and it's inside. Struggled for. Back out to the top now. It's Farron who drives in. His lefty layup is good, plus the foul. And just like that, with a free throw, the Stoneham Spartans have a chance to get it within 1.
What a turnaround from Stoneham. Got the basket before the timeout to bring it to 62-58. And then right after the timeout, the Tanners couldn't inbound that basketball. Stoneham got it back, and a beautiful drive by Farron. And with this free throw, it will cut it to 1. And we have a ball game with 2:08 left.
Sullivan gets it quickly into Merlane, who finds the edge and gets it across half court, driving in, layup. Good! Big, strong layup from J.J. Merlane, and the Tanners are back up 3.
Still a one-possession game, though, Joey.
Tran handling the ball in the most important times. Thought about shooting a 3, doesn't. Tran falls down. Whistle is blown off the ball. That'll be the 8th foul on the Tanners, which I believe will result in free throws for Tran.
Yeah, Joey, they are in the bonus here, and Tran will be at the line.
For a 1-and-1.
So for our viewers that don't know, a 1-and-1 is the first free throw. If it goes in, Tran will get another free throw.
Just like that. If the first one is off, that means the ball is live and the teams can go for a rebound.
As you saw, the teams boxing out after the first one. Big free throw here to cut the lead to 1. As
That
Tran
one's also
hits it.
good.
See how the Tanners approach this next possession. Sullivan, the inbounder.
Dylan and Merlane before half court, but we saw Tuzalo come in on motion this last time, but he lost the ball. This time it's Caffarella back in who comes in on the motion, but it goes to Dylan. Dylan gets by his man. Almost wanted to go to Sullivan, inside to Dom, who makes the layup. Back to a 3-point lead, 1:34 and counting to go.
And we've had that question all night in this last few minutes. When is Caffarella going to get back into the ball game? And he makes a big impact right away.
Outside, back inside, back outside now. And we've got a whistle blown and a foul on
Tuzlo, I believe, with the foul there. Menke at the line with 2, again with the chance to cut it within 1.
fouls the rest of the way for the ones going against the Tanners will result in kinds of free throws. One more and it'll be an automatic 2. As of now, we stand at a 1-and-1. The second half of the 1-and-1 is no good. Rebound by Caffarella. Dylan wants to slow it down as much as he can. He's one-on-one with Tran.
Big possession.
Merlane comes to the ball. Waiting at the top of the key. Ball above his head looking for a pass. It's stolen from Caffarella, but a whistle's blown. And the foul will go against number 24, Menke.
Menke distraught there as he thought he got the clean steal there, but it'll be a foul on Menke and the Tanners will retain possession. 1:03 left. And I believe Caffarella will be at the line for 2.
Maybe a 1-and-1.
This might be a 1-on-1 in the student section. Is
Up on their feet.
Up on their feet. They have risen for this big last minute if the Tanners want to turn around their season.
63 seconds left to go in tonight's ball game, barring overtime.
Here's Caffarella.
Caffarella with an opportunity to make it a 2-possession game. He will have that opportunity. If this free throw goes down, 68-64, 2-possession game in favor of the Tanners.
Trying to make it a 68-64 ball game. 1:03 left.
It is good by Caffarella. Clemente Farron. 21 is Alves. 3 is Tran. Is it stolen? Dylan waiting. Almost thought about getting it to Sullivan, who was sprinting across.
Gotta stay calm now.
And it's a timeout taken by Dylan. Smart there.
Great play by Caffarella there. 2 big free throws, Joey. Big free throws by both teams in the clutch throughout this last few minutes. As Coach Parker is going to draw up a play here. 68-64. What do you reckon here, Joey?
The thing I'm most interested in is to see the 5 that come out for the Tanners. If it is Caffarella that remains on the bench and Kalanko comes back in to shrink the lineup, or if they stay with the 5 they've got now.
That will be an interesting call, Joey. No shame in putting Caffarella in unless this game could potentially go into overtime.
Also, we have to remember did one of the fouls before go on Caffarella, which would put him at 5?
I believe not, considering Coach Parker likes to have his 5 guys sat right in front of him that are going to go right back into the game. And that looks to be Merlane, Caffarella, Sullivan, Tuzolo, and Dillon.
As Caffarella makes sure he knew what his responsibility was with a quick conference with Coach Parker before making his way back out onto the court. It's a
jumble set here.
Bunch formation as will break at the top of the ball from Tuzolo. There's the tap. It floats over to Dylan, who's quickly guarded by Tran, and it's a take foul.
Stoneham trying to force the Tanners to shoot some free throws here.
That is the 10th foul on...
Important here for Dylan.
The first of what will be a automatic 2. First one, no good.
So, Joey, explain to our viewers how it can go from a one and one to an automatic 2.
As soon as you get to 7 team fouls, the opposite team will be guaranteed a 1-and-1, and the 10th foul signifies a automatic 2. The layup from Stoneham was no good, and it's a rebound from Caffarella, and a quick foul again, and another forced set of free throws by the Spartan defense.
69-64, 39 seconds left. Joey, do we think the Tanners are going to win this game?
I think it comes down to a simple 4 words. Make your free throws. If the Tanners can get that done, then they should walk out of here with a win, as the front end is off the front iron from Dylan.
Joey, the commentator's curse there?
Maybe a version of it, as the second one from Dylan is good, and it's a 6-point lead for the Tanners, as the Spartans will have to start looking for threes at some point, as it's a drive, layup, no good, rebound goes to Tuzolo, and another quick hold.
Great defense from the Tanners there. Tuzolo with the rebound. He'll be sent to the line for 2, and it looks like it's wraps for the game so far. And
Yeah.
what a game by the Tanners. Started off the game 12-2, Joey, and what a comeback.
Down 12-2 to have the opportunity to win by 8 is a big turnaround on not only the defensive end but also the offensive end. First one from Tuzolo is no good. Is a story for him tonight has been the struggles from the charity stripe.
And yeah, Joey, that is probably the only negative from Tuzolo's game tonight. His rebounding, his scoring has been incredible, and he started that comeback that the Tanners
Quick
had.
3 from Stoneham, no good. Rebound, Dylan. One more, no, they won't foul, and Dylan will float it over to Merlane. He will bend down and toss it over to Dylan, who will get to dribble out the clock for the final 4 seconds. And here tonight in the boys' home opener, they will walk out of the gym with a 71-64 W and improve their record to 1-2. And as we said at the beginning of at the top of the show, it was a must-needed victory, and they got it done.
And Joey, Great performances from Tuzolo, Caffarella, and Liam Dillon. A lot of criticism for Liam Dillon and his turnovers, but he stepped up tonight with a 3 following Tuzolo's 3. That was big, and just a great performance all around from this Tanners basketball team. As the score is 77-64, the Tanners will move to 1-2, and the next game will be an important one as the Tanners look to move to 500 in this 2022-2023 basketball season. Thank you for watching. I'm Ezekiel Altman. This is Joey Matroni. Good night.